routine. This one should have something in it for everybody, whether or not you're just starting to learn the pentatonic scale or whether or not you're a little bit more advanced with it. You can have fun with this progression and noodling over top of a progression just by yourself without any other accompaniment or anything. That progression that I was just playing is just a simple B, A, and E chord, and I was just playing with the E minor pentatonic over top of that, and you can have tons of fun, and it really kind of stretches your creative muscles. So very briefly, what I was doing was B bar chord. If you're not familiar, if you can't do the kink bar, that takes a little bit of practice. It took me a while when I was starting. And an open A, and an open E. And if you can't do those up there, or if you can't do the B there, you can do it up here at the 7th fret as well. Which is actually pretty easy. That way your fingerings, your basic chord pattern is staying the same all the time. And just simple 3-chord progression, nothing special. And what we're doing is we're throwing in the E minor pentatonic there. And if you remember, that sounds like this. Right? So, and you'll notice that ideally you should be practicing it with your first finger behind, would be in kind of the 0 position, if you will, on the fretboard. That's how you would normally practice it. But sometimes I get a bit lazy and I just use, you know, I move my fingerings. You should be comfortable playing it in all different ways, but if you're playing it open, sometimes it is easier to just, you know, move your fingers up and use your index finger where your 3rd finger would normally be. So it depends on, you know, your style or how you want to do that. But it is good practice if you can to learn it properly. But if you see me doing it that way, don't get confused, that's why. So anyways, basically we're just going to kind of jam on that a little bit. And the cool thing about the pentatonic scale is that you can throw in absolutely any note from it, anywhere, and it's going to sound great. And which is an awesome place for a beginner to start. If you're just starting to learn how to solo or to improvise or to noodle, or you want to create some cool little riffs, what better place to start than somewhere where you can't go wrong, literally, right? So you'll see everything I was playing in that intro was straight out of the pentatonic scale. No little string bends or anything funny, nothing else, just straight. So get used to that scale and then throw it in little parts of it anywhere you want. Doesn't matter if you're just starting, you can just do some very simple parts of the scale. Right? Very, very simple, but they sound cool when you throw it into the chord progression. If you want something a little bit more complicated or a little bit more fun, you could try sliding into the position. Jump around with your strings, as I said, it doesn't matter. As long as you're hitting something in that scale, it will sound good. I guarantee it. It's one of the coolest things. So play around with that. If you really want to get fancy, you could even do some string bends and stuff like that, but there's no real need. In this exercise, basically we're just kind of getting you more and more familiar with that pentatonic scale, showing you some ways that you can use it in your playing, right? Because the cool thing is that pretty soon you'll find yourself, as you're becoming more familiar with this, if you're playing along with somebody, all of a sudden you can just throw in one of those little riffs, and you know, it sounds great, and then you can start teaching other people these things too, right? So basically, I'm just going to give you a couple more examples, and then we'll let you have at her. Here goes. you go. You can see that my playing isn't perfect. That's okay. We all need practice. But it gives you an idea of what you can do, what you can play around with there. Everything in there was straight out of the pentatonic scale. No little tricks and nothing special really, basically. It's just straight out of the pentatonic scale. So give that a shot, practice that, and let me know how that goes for you. And we'll see you next time.